Hi guys, how are you doing? Good morning. It's me. Guys, every single day this computer stuff is getting a little bit better. So that's really exciting. I was able to put the countdown in. It's almost like we're here right at church. You guys see the big screens. That's what we're hoping to do. So I see that there's a couple people joining us. Emily, Hannah, Sarah, good morning. Hi guys. Awesome. There's so many of you guys jumping into the chat room. That's so awesome. So excited to be doing this morning with you. So feel free to let me know who's jumping in with us. The Weir family's here. Mac and Finn are here. Good morning, guys. Awesome to see you guys come on here. So happy that you're here. Leader Abigail is going to be under One Church TO Kids. So if you see her there, that's Leader Abigail, and you guys can say good morning to her. And so she's going to help me on the other end, online. Anyways, before we get started, I want us to go over some house rules. We started doing house rules last week just to help us all focus on what we need to be focusing on. So our first house rule, and one of the most important house rules, is to respect the chat. So the chat room. I love it when you guys come on here and you guys are using the chat room and you're telling us about your week and you're answering the questions that we're giving you. But it's really important that we're being respectful in that chat and we're not being distracting, because people are looking at their screen and they're seeing the chat right beside, and sometimes it can be distracting. So it's really important that we're not being distracting. Imagine you were sitting here with me at church and we were sitting down together and we're talking about what we're learning. We're talking about the month or the memory verse. And then all of a sudden you say, my hamster ate a lot yesterday. It might be a little distracting to everybody around you. So we're going to try our best not to do that. Okay. And the second rule is make sure that you've asked your parents if you can join the chat room too. Okay. So they know that you're in there with other people. Almost everybody we know almost everyone in the chat room, and they're all of our friends and our friends' parents and things. But just to make sure, ask your parents before you come into the chat if you can be a part of the chat room and the chat community. Another thing is I want you to be in the chat room. I love to hear from you guys. I want to know how you guys are doing, how your week's going, and all the things that you guys have been up to. There's so many of you guys in here. Wow, that's awesome. I see James is in here. I see, let me see. Aaron and Aaliyah are in here. Zahara's here. That's so awesome, guys. Well, I want to know, what are you guys doing what have you guys been doing last week? What did you guys do? I know some of you guys have pools. Some of you guys are going on bike rides. What was one thing that you did last week that you loved doing with your family or maybe by yourself? Something that you did that you absolutely loved. You let me know. Last week, what did I do last week? You know what? I was going to say I don't really do much, but yesterday I actually, I was really bored. I wasn't sure what I was going to do. So I actually went to on a trail like a hike. And I thought to myself, okay, you know what? Like, Steph, you should try and exercise a little bit. So I actually went jogging on this hike. And if you know me, that's a little nerve-wracking to hear because I fall a lot. And I was thinking before I even started jogging, I was like, is this a smart idea? Because if I fall and twist my ankle in this trail, it's gonna be bad. So, but I didn't. I was very alert, and I was watching the ground and making sure that I was safe, and I wasn't going too fast. But that was really fun. I'm glad that I did that because I got out and I got to do some exercise, and I got to be in nature, which is something that I really love to do. Let's see what you guys said. Isaiah says, hi Isaiah, good morning. James says Lego, awesome. Yeah, Emily says she went fishing. Ooh, that's fun. Extreme Monopoly, wow, that's awesome. Fishing, I played basketball and went to the dentist. Oh, I hate the dentist. That's not fun, but I mean, we all need to do it, but I don't like that. Ariana tried rollerblading for the first time yesterday. That's cool. That's awesome. I never was a good rollerblader. As you can imagine, I fell all the time, so it wasn't for me. Isaiah did stop motion animate wow. Oh, let me say that. I just got tongue twisted. Isaiah did stop motion animation videos. That's so cool. That's really cool. Hi, good morning, Kaylin. Awesome that that you're here with us. Emily said I went fishing yesterday and last week. Very cool. Well, guys, I'm glad that you guys had a good week, and we're getting some really awesome weather. I mean, we had a couple of rain days last week, but we got some awesome weather. We should take advantage of it and be outside and have a great time. So I want us to jump right in. The month of June, we're talking about focus, and we're talking about how we can take a closer look at the things that really matter. And one of the things that really matter to us is our faith. And today we're going to talk about how we can still believe in God even though we don't see God. So we're going to talk about that. But first, I have a game that we're going to play, okay? I've got a little bit of I'm going to navigate the screen a bit, and then we're going to play the game. Let's see what you guys are saying. We're in Ottawa to see our grandparents. That's so cool. Mag and Finley are watching from Ottawa. That's so cool. That's awesome. Well, hey, guys. You guys are watching me almost but so far away. That's pretty awesome. Okay, let's play this game. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. And let me get it here. It's called Microscope, Telescope, or Eyes. So hold on, let me get here on the screen here. As you can see me on the bottom of your screen. Okay, so this is a game. Basically what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you a blurry picture, and you guys have to tell me if you think it was if it was a picture taken on a microscope. So a microscope, something that sees little tiny things, but it sees them like zoomed up. A telescope that sees things very, very far away, or with our own eyes, okay? So let's try it. Okay, first of all, what do you think this blob is? It really does just look like a blob. So what do you think that this blob is? When I first saw this, I was like, I have no idea what this is. It is an amoeba. And it was taken on a microscope. So this is kind of like a cell, and the microscope was able to zoom in so we can see it like a big picture, but it's actually like the tiniest thing. Yeah, you guys are right. Wow, awesome. You guys are all right. You said microscope. Very good. Okay, I've got another one. Whatever this is, let's see what it is. Oh, I forgot that it tells us how it was taken. Well, this is a planet, and it was taken with a telescope. So this picture was taken with a telescope. So a telescope's able to see like the stars and the different planets. Pretty cool. Yeah, you guys had it. Awesome. Okay, here's the next one. What do you think this was taken with? What do you think it was taken with? Do you think it was taken with a telescope, a microscope, or taken like just from seeing it with our eyes? And what do you think it is? It's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of a tricky one. Are you guys ready to see it? Let's take a look. Okay. It's blood platelets. And it's taken with a microscope. So blood platelets is kind of like our blood cells. It's like you can see it through our blood cells. I don't really know the science of it, guys. I'm not going to get all sciencey, but that's what it is. It's blood platelets, and this picture was taken with a microscope. So that's pretty cool. Next, oh yeah, this one's a good one. What do you think this was taken with? Do you think this was taken with a telescope, a microscope, or just taken through our eyes, like a vision through our eyes? What do you think? I'm going to give you guys a clue. This one, it tastes delicious. It tastes delicious. I'm just going to leave it at that. What do you think it is, and what do you think it was taken with? I'll give you 5 seconds. Oh, someone said eggs. That's a good guess. Eggs. Okay, a couple people say they think it's eggs, and they say they think it was with our eyes. Okay, here we go. Ready? Pancakes. And it is. You guys are right. It was taken with our eyes. Very good. Awesome. What I would give for some pancakes right now. Those pancakes look so buttery and delicious. I love it. Okay, next one. Here's the last picture that we have here. What do you think this was taken with? Do you think it was taken just with our eyes? What are we able to focus with our eyes? A telescope or a microscope? And what do you think it is? I'll give you guys 5 seconds. A telescope. Oh, the moon. Oh, that's a good one. The sun. Okay, are you guys ready to see what it is? It's a telescope, okay? It's a plate, and it was taken with our eyes. A moon would have been so good. I kind of wish this picture was a moon because that would look so cool. But it's just a plate, an empty plate, which makes me even more hungry. But that's what it is. So awesome, guys. Glad that you guys played with us. Hold on here. I'm gonna get myself there. Awesome. Back on your screen. So that's just helping us see that there are different things that we can look at. Our eyes can't see the planet as easily as a telescope can see it. Or we can't see tiny little cells without a microscope. A microscope helps us see those things. And there are things that we have to really focus on that we can't see just with our eyes. And that's what we're learning about this month. Just because we can't see something doesn't mean that it's not necessarily there. Which brings us to our memory verse. Let's take a look at it together. Our memory verse is this. Faith is being sure of what we hope for. It is being sure of what we do not see. Hebrews 11, verse 1, nerve. So when we look at that memory verse, it's being sure of what we can't see. And we can't always see things like Jesus. We hear stories about him and we look in the Bible and we see all those things, but we can't really see him. And that's what it means to have faith. It means having faith in something that we can't see. And Jesus is one of those things. So today we're going to take a look at our Bible story and we're going to talk about that. But before we do, I have our haggis video that we're going to watch together, okay? So bear with me. I'm going to get that video on here and we're going to watch it together, okay? Make sure this is...
Hey there. This here is my beatboxing partner, Seamus McFavorites. Give him a sample, Seamus. All right, okay. Let me explain, folks. You see, I shaved off my beard. And Seamus here refuses to believe it's really me. MC Haggis, the world's greatest Scottish rapper. Hey. Okay. Come on now, Seamus. You can see it's me by now, don't you? Huh? Hey. You don't think it's me because you can't see my beard, right? Hey. Okay. Take a look at this then. Hey! What? No, this is not a dead animal. It's my beard. Look. Oh. Hey! See, I told you it was me. Hey. What do you mean it's not me? Look. Hey! See? All right, hold. Look. Hey! See? Hey. Okay, look. Hey. See? Okay, look. See? Okay, fine. Hold it. I know how to solve this facial recognition problem once and for all. Let's rap about it. Huh? Kick it. Seamus didn't think of me because my beard was absentee, but his mind changed completely because he trusted in what he couldn't see because of what he could see. Faith. Word. Huh? You convinced now? Yeah, you are. Oh, kind of looks like a boomerang, doesn't it? Hey. Oh, let's try it. Here it comes. Whoa, we're doing a 720. Whoa, look at that. Hey. That's no, it's just my beard again.
Guys, I don't know about you, but I missed MC Haggis so much. I'm so glad that we're able to watch them together and hear his funny raps again. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go into our Bible story, okay? So I want us all to make sure that we're not being distracted and we're able to watch our Bible story together. And then I'm going to come back and we're going to look at our bottom line and we're going to look at some questions that we have, some review questions, okay? So let's do that. Here we go.
about it being summertime! Summertime, yeah. Ooh, 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 ooh. One reason I'm so excited is because I have developed my very own STEAM lab. Look at it, check it out, check it out, check it out, check it out. Look at. Wow. Isn't that so awesome? You're probably wondering what that stands for. Science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. And I'm not totally sure how things will go in my lab this summer, but luckily I have faith. Faith is trusting in what you can't see because of what you can see. You see? You see what I did there? I have faith that I'll learn a lot and probably have fun doing so. I mean, just look at this place. Check it out. Wow! Oh, wait. Perfect. Check out this microscope. Microscope. I've always been amazed how microscopes can let you see things that you normally can't see. Take hair, for instance. Ow. Look at that one. See, it looks like a thin line. Mine's kind of curly. You can't see it, can you? But put it under a microscope. Wow. Cool, right? What about the inside of a piece of grass? Put it under a microscope. Whoa! Look at that! The inside looks like a whole bunch of smiley face emojis. I mean, you never see that just by looking at grass. Today's Bible story is all about not being able to see everything, but remembering that God always does. It's like he's always looking through a microscope or something. So, let's take a look at this story and see what we can find. Unbelievable! Is that really what my hair looks like? Yeah.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how he created us and loves us so much that he made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now for an amazing story, inspired by the book of Hebrews, chapters 11 and 12.
Gotta have a little faith, 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 faith. Keep the faith. Take a leap of faith. You know, a lot of people toss around the word faith lately. We say you can break the faith or just take it all on blind faith. But true faith isn't blind at all. It's much more than just an inspirational word. True faith has to do with believing in all the things you can't see because you start with what you can see. Now, we can't see God with our physical eyes, but we can see the stories of people who came before us. They lived in a broken world like we do, but they chose to follow God. They chose to trust his promise that one day he would send a rescuer that would make everything right again. The writer of Hebrews in the New Testament tells us about some of these men and women in God's story. People like Noah, people like Abraham. When God called Abraham, he was already getting old. He and his wife Sarah didn't have kids.
Leave your country and your people. Leave your father's family. Go to the land I will show you. All nations on earth will be blessed because of you.
God was planning on sending his rescuer as one of Abraham's great, etc. grandchildren. But still, even though Abraham had God's promise, he still couldn't see the one God was sending. Still, Abraham went on a wild adventure, following God's call. And even his descendants, Isaac, Jacob, and Joseph, all chose faith in God. Moses, too, was called by God from the fiery heart of a burning bush. Even though he was raised by Pharaoh's daughter, he chose to stand with his own people and face Pharaoh's anger to win freedom. We read about it like this in the book of Hebrews.
Moses suffered shame because of Christ. He thought it of great value.
See, when you check out Hebrews, you discover this huge list of people who followed God by faith. So many that the writer just stops trying to list all of them. Oh, but we can't forget Israel's most important king, David.
Get up, and anoint him. This is the one.
Even though God had promised David would be king, though, David spent years on the run from King Saul, fearing for his life. Still, he chose to trust God.
The Lord is my shepherd. He gives me everything I need.
Now, none of these people in the Old Testament could see with their eyes how God was going to save his people, but they could see how he was working in their lives, how their needs were being met. So they chose to believe in his greater plan. They chose faith.
Faith is being sure of what we hope for. It is being sure of what we do not see. That is what the people of long ago were praised for.
Now, here's where the story turns. In Hebrews, we discover that none of those people in the Old Testament received what God had promised here on earth.
That's because God had planned something better for us, so they would only be made perfect together with us.
God's plan includes all of us from the very beginning of creation. So at just the right moment, at the perfect point in time, God sent his rescuer, the hero, his very own son, Jesus. Jesus showed us how to live. He showed us what God was like, and he told us the most important thing.
If you love one another, everyone will know you are my disciples.
Love God, love others. It's the heart of the whole story. But then, Jesus was killed, and his friends thought the story was finished. Period. Dot. The end. Until God raised him back to life. Jesus has defeated death, and those who follow him can live with him forever. But how do you follow someone you can't see? Well, that brings us back to faith.
Let us keep looking to Jesus. He is the one who started this journey of faith, and he is the one who completes this journey of faith. He paid no attention to the shame of the cross. He suffered there because of the joy he was looking forward to. So think about him. Then you won't lose hope.
The early believers, Peter and John and other followers of Jesus, had seen him teach and heal. They saw him after God raised him to life. But after Jesus returned to heaven, the believers continued to live by faith.
We have to speak about the things we've seen and heard.
Because of what the new Christians in the early church had seen, they could believe in what they could not yet see. The end of the story, where God makes everything right. They kept the faith. And because they did, we can choose faith too.
Woo! Take a look at this one. Any guesses on what that is? It's the inside of a carnation stem. It's amazing how things look so different under a microscope than they do just with our eyes. It makes me think of Hebrews chapter 11. It's where we can look back to all these people in history who had faith in God. Even though they couldn't always see how things would turn out, they believed God and his promises. They lived by faith. And you can live by faith too. In fact, having faith in Jesus and what he did for you on the cross is what makes it possible for you to have a relationship with God.
Relationship status update.
Even though we can't see Jesus in person, we can still have faith in him because we can see how he's worked in the lives of the people who've come before us. That's the one thing to remember today. You can know Jesus even though you've never seen him. If you want to know Jesus more and you don't know where to start, try talking with someone who has put their faith in Jesus. Or you can read the stories in the Bible of the people who trusted God long ago. There are lots of things we can see that can help us have faith. So, I hope you guys have an awesome day. I'm going to look at a few more things under my microscope. Like maybe my nail. Let's check it out. Oh, I need to wash my hands better. This microscope tells you a lot.
There we go. Okay, so this is our bottom line. Sorry for that little glitch there, guys. This is our bottom line. You can know Jesus even though you've never seen him. And this is hard for us to understand, especially as kids, because we're so used to seeing things right in front of us, and then that's how we believe that they're real. But there are so many things in this world that we can't see, but we have to trust that they're real. One of the biggest examples of this is the wind. How many of you guys were outside yesterday or the day before, and the wind was very, very wild, and it was blowing, and you could see the trees and the branches move, and you can hear the wind, you can feel the wind, you can see what the wind is doing, but you can't physically see wind. We can't grab it, or we can't really see it. We can see what it's doing to all the things around, but we can't see it. And that's like Jesus. We can see the things that Jesus has created. We can see nature, we can see our family, we can see all these things, but we can't physically see Jesus. We can't physically see God. But we can believe in those things even though we can't see them. And it's hard, but this is what we're learning about this month. And it's important for us as kids and as anyone, even me as an adult, if I don't understand something, to ask questions. That's the most important thing. And here's the thing. Sometimes your questions will never be answered. And it's sometimes really frustrating because we want to know the answers to everything in this world. I want to know all the answers to everything that I ask. But that's not how God created us. God knows everything. Jesus knows everything. But he didn't create us as humans to know everything. So we have to trust that even though sometimes our answers don't get answered, our questions don't get answered, we can still believe in Jesus. And that's really important, guys. So this is our bottom line. If you're at home, say it loud, say it proud. You can know Jesus even though you've never seen him. And that is the truth. All right, let me come back here. Hey, it's me. Hi guys. Okay, so that is basically the end. That's it that I have. That's all that I have for us today. I was gonna give some questions, but you know what? We kind of ran out of time, and Pastor O'Shea has to come on here with the youth. But before we leave, I want us to pray. If you have any prayer requests, if there's anything that's kind of bothering you and you really want prayer for, please put it in the chat. I'll wait a couple minutes to see if you guys have any prayer requests, and I can pray for you guys. You can even, if you're worried about typing it all and you're not sure if you're going to get it all, just put like my mom or my grandma or my dad, and we can pray. We can do an overall prayer. We can know Jesus even though we can never see him. Yeah, Hannah typed it out there just to reiterate it. That's perfect. And that's what we're learning more and more about this month, is that we can know him even though we don't see him. It's like anything. I mean, you guys know that I'm real, even though you can't physically, you're seeing me on the screen, but you can't really see me. But we know that there are things that are around here that we can't see. And the wind is one of those perfect examples. We can't really see the wind, but we can hear it and we can see what it's doing all around us, but we can't really see wind. Okay. What was up with the flower dance? I don't know. What was the flower dance? I can't remember. Okay. Oh, guys, really quick before I forget. I almost forgot. Okay, come close. And if your dads are in the room, tell them to go away, or take the screen, or if you have a phone, take it out of the room so they can't hear us. Okay. Okay. It's just us now. I need you guys to send me videos for Father's Day. Father's Day is next week, and we need your videos so we can post them on the church website and on the church live. I'll also show it here, and we want you guys to tell us why your dad is the best dad and one of the funniest things that he's ever done. If he has a funny joke, or if he's done something silly, like he does a cartwheel or something like that, cartwheels down the hall or something, let us know. Okay, so I need those videos. They only need to be 10 seconds long. That's it, just 10 seconds. 10-second video of you telling me why your dad is the best dad, with some of the funny things that he does, and that's about it. Okay, but I need them as soon as you guys can get them. Leader Abigail, if you're still around, can you just put in the email that our friends can send it to? Send the video to the email, and then we will get it and we'll compile them all together, and we're going to make an awesome video for your dads. Okay, awesome. Okay, so we do have some prayer requests, which is great. Emily said my sister. Kaylin said my mom, my family, our grandparents for their physical health, my friends. We sent ours. Perfect. Yeah, the Weir. Thanks, guys. Yeah, the Weirs, Aaliyah, Josiah, and Ariana. I got your video. Thanks so much. Emily, I got your video too. Thanks so much, guys. You guys sent them already, which is awesome. My friend Liam, I haven't seen him in a while. Yeah, okay. Okay, so let's pray together and then you guys can go off on your day, okay? All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dear Heavenly Father, God, we thank you for this lesson, God, and we thank you that even though we can't see you, God, that we can trust you and we can believe that you are God, that you take care of us, and that you love us, Father. Let us remember our bottom line that we just because we can know Jesus even though we can't see him, God. And right now, Lord, we bring some prayer requests to you, God. We bring a prayer request to you for Emily's sister, Kaylin's mom, Emily's family, the Weir's grandparents and their physical health, our friends, our friend Liam, God, all of these people, God, we just pray that you're with them, Father. And just because we don't know what's happening, God, you know what's happening. You see their lives, Father. So we just pray that you're with them and you take care of them, God, and you take care of all of us in this time, Father. So thank you for loving us, and we pray all these things in your wonderful name. And all God's children said, Amen. All right, guys. Love you all. See you next week and have a great week. Okay. See you later.